Everyone, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian, and I am broadcasting to you from beautiful Central Europe. I hope everybody is doing fantastic. All right, everyone. Today, for this first class, we are looking at IELTS Speaking Part 1. This is a members class, and everybody is welcome to watch. Hi, Harminder. Good to see a member in class on time. As usual, this lesson is coming from our websites at aehelp.com for academic version of the IELTS exam, and for general IELTS, check us out at gieltshelp.com. We have these members chat classes 3 times each week. This is for appreciation of our members. They get this as well as 6 full practice exams as perks. And our websites, they look like this. This is our academic website with the blue background. Yeah, click that red button to join there. And this is our general website here with the green background, and you can click that big red button to join there. All right, let's take a look at today's lesson. If you have questions, comments, concerns, don't be shy. Send me an email. My email is adrian@aehelp.com. So you can send me an email if you have questions about our products or about the IELTS exam. These live classes for IELTS, I hold them every Wednesday to Saturday. The members chat classes are 13:30 to 14:30 Central European time, and they are followed shortly thereafter by Everybody Can Chat classes. So today we have this members chat class, speaking part 1, practice strategy, and then we have the listening strategy and class coming up afterwards. So that's next. Okay, students. So the IELTS speaking is roughly 12 to 15 minutes. It's an interview. It's the same for the academic as well as the general version. Okay, so the listening section, the speaking section, these are the same for both. It takes about 12 to 15 minutes. It has 3 parts. Part 1, you will get a few icebreaker questions like these ones here. What is your full name? What do you like to do in your free time? And then you get some questions on a general topic. Then it's followed by a task 2. And then it's followed by another set of questions that are more specific and more difficult. All right. So I'm just going to double check our chat options here. Harminder, I see that you're still here, but I don't see any comments from you, and I don't see any of our other 80 members. So if the members don't join, then I will try to open up this stream for everybody to participate. All right, there's Patricio jumping in. Hi, Patricio, welcome. Okay, so for the first part, you want to keep your thoughts really, really simple. Hi, Patricio. Hi, Monsieur. Okay, there's some of our members joining in. So for part 1, you want to keep it simple. You want to give nice, clear answers without any mistakes. Okay, it's very important to try to keep part 1 error-free. It's supposed to be easy English. It's questions about you. So it's personal questions. And the examiner will usually start by asking for your passport, or your identification. So the examiner will say, welcome to the speaking portion of the IELTS exam. May I see your passport, please? So how should you reply to that question, Patricio, Monsieur Harminder. How should you reply to that question of, may I see your passport, please? What's a nice full sentence that's polite? How can I answer that? Or how should I respond? You should always respond. It's awkward if you just stay silent and give the examiner your passport without saying a word. Okay? Harminder says, yes, of course. Yep, that's nice and simple, Harminder, and it's very natural, absolutely. Patricio says, yes, sir, here you are. That's a little bit more polite. Just give me 1 second. I'll get you back on screen here. Not sure why that turned off. Just a moment. Yep, that's a little bit more polite, Patricio. Absolutely. Okay. Sure, here you are, Monsieur. That's good as well. Don't worry, I'll get you back on camera here in 2 seconds. Meanwhile, it's a little interlude with my daughter's picture there. Okay. So I'll give you another way to respond to that. Okay. Here you go, back on screen. Just bear with me 1 moment. Still figuring out this new YouTube system a little bit. Okay, a really nice polite way to answer that or to respond to that is yes. Yes, sure, please take a look. Or even more formal is please have a look. Okay, so just repeat after me. Again, students, this is speaking, so repeat me when you hear me. Okay, repeat, repeat, repeat. Try to copy my pronunciation, my speed, and my intonation. So, yes, sure, please have a look. Okay, yes, sure, please have a look. That's a nice way to answer that. And then the next question will be, what is your full name? The examiner will match your ID or your passport and the name that's there to what you say. So when they ask, what is your full name? How should you answer that, students? I know I ask you every single speaking lesson, but you have to practice that. It has to be really natural, really smooth. You have to be very confident when you say it. So that's why you practice it 1,000 times, just so that there are no hiccups and also that you feel comfortable in the exam. Harminder, that was good. Why not keep it up there? Okay, that was a good answer. So one way to answer that is my given name is Joe and my family name is Mackenzie. Please just call me Joe. Okay. So that's a nice way to do it. Patricio says, my family name is Lordela and my given name is Patricio. Please just call me Patricio. That works. Patricio, it's very similar to mine. Monsieur says, my full name is Monsieur Kozravi. Please call me Monsieur. Yeah. That works, okay? And it's smart, Patricio, Monsieur, and Harminder, that you're telling the examiner what to call you because they ask you that. So they do say, and what should I call you if you don't answer it, okay? So you might as well jump the gun. That shows them that you're preparing for this exam as well, okay? That you're not just walking in stone cold. All right, Harminder says, my last name is Dinsda and my full name is Harminder Dinsda. Please just call me Harminder. It's a little bit awkward, Harminder. I would just say my full name is Harminder Dinsda. Please just call me Harminder. That works. Hi, Amardeep. Good to see you in class. All right. Next question. Again, have this practiced. Practice different ways of answering these. So don't just try one way because you should sound natural. It shouldn't sound like you memorized the script for a movie. What do you like to do in your free time? So give me an answer for this one, members. You get a lot of attention from me and a lot of corrections. It's a great opportunity for you to really practice your English. Okay? Amardeep, good. My given name is Amardeep Singh, as you can call me on what you see in my identification. Please just refer to me as Amar. Okay, Amardeep, don't get too fancy. It's a little bit awkward. So, Amardeep, what you should say is, my full name is Amardeep Singh, as you can see on my identification. So my full name, not my given name. Given name means your first name, Amardeep. So my full name is Amardeep Singh, as you can see on my identification. Please just call me by my nickname, Amar. That's a lot clearer, okay? Amar is your nickname. So that's how you should answer that. Okay, what do you like to do in your free time? Again, practice answering that question a few different ways. I'm going to type up my answer while you do the same. So there's my answer. Repeat after me, students. In my leisure time, I like to go for walks in the park with my family, take in the fresh air, and just unwind from the stresses of everyday life. Okay, that's some really nice natural English there for you. One more time. In my leisure time, I like to go for walks in the park with my family, take in the fresh air, and just unwind from the stresses of everyday life. Hi, Vivek. Good to see another member joining in or joining up. Vivek, make sure to send me an email to my email address, adrian@aehelp.com, so I can hook you up with the other perks like our 6 full practice exams, okay? And you can also request videos. So hi, Vivek. Welcome. Mansoor says, in my free time, I watch movies, go to the gym, and read books. Mansoor, that's good. If you're going to keep it fairly simple and use the exact phrase of the question, so free time, and in your answer you're using free time, then try to give a smooth flowing example just to add a little bit of complexity to your speech, Mansoor. So try it like this, Mansoor. In my free time, I watch movies, go to the gym, and read books. Just last night, I saw the new Avengers film and had a lot of fun. So that little bit of extra, that little smooth flowing example will just bounce the score a bit higher, okay? Shows a bit more fluency and accuracy. Patricio says, in my leisure time, I love to play video games with my friends. Not only can I chat with them, but also I enjoy the camaraderie. Patricio, the word you're looking for, I think, is camaraderie. Camaraderie is this brotherly connection with your friends. Okay, we say camaraderie, camaraderie. Okay, coming from the word comrade. Okay. Harminder says, in my leisure time, I would like to listen to music and cook food with my mom because I love making delicious meals. Harminder, watch your verb agreement. So listen to music and cook food. Okay, you don't want to have a simple and then a progressive. Either both progressive, listening to music and cooking food, or not progressive, just simple, listen to music and cook food. Also, Harminder, don't repeat the word cooking if you can. Avoid that, okay? Use some other phrase or expression such as, I love to make a delicious meal for my family, all right? That will be much, much better. All right, good job, students. You're doing fantastic. Pay attention to those corrections and practice that, absolutely. Here is the next icebreaker. So these are still icebreaker questions, and these are very fast. Like this will happen in the first 20 seconds. Okay, we're taking some time here. I'm giving you feedback, but this is in the first 20 seconds. The next question is, where will you go after this exam? Okay, where will you go after this exam? So think again about a simple, clear, accurate, quick answer. Okay. Amardeep, I see you've put up your answer for the last question. In my leisure time, I usually play with the PlayStation 4 games and listen to music while playing it. Okay, Amardeep, careful with that repetition. So I know that play is in the name PlayStation, but you have play, PlayStation, playing. It's too much play, okay? So in my leisure time, I usually play video games on my PlayStation 4 and listen to music while doing it. Did you catch that, Amardeep? One more time, just for you, okay? Pays to be a member, right? In my leisure time, I usually play video games on my PlayStation 4 console and listen to music while doing it or while enjoying it. All right, that's how you can avoid that awkward repetition. Okay, again, members, this is recorded, so you can come back to this. Vivek, Shingala, don't be shy, comment, okay? So chat. All right. So again, question we're answering, where will you go after this exam? Well, I expect, I'm going to write my answer while you're thinking of yours. All right, there's my answer. Just repeat after me. Even if you're still thinking about your answer, that's fine. Just take one moment to repeat my answer. Well, I expect that I will be quite exhausted and stressed after the test, so I will likely do some relaxing activity like hanging out with friends at a coffee shop. Okay, again, notice the future participle will. It's very important to reflect in your answer. I'm using it twice. So I've used it once here and once here. And that's a pretty good strategy, students, to repeat the grammar that's being used in the question. So don't just emphasize it once, but it's a good idea to practice emphasizing it even twice or sometimes even 3 times. So here, again, well, I expect that I will be quite exhausted and stressed after the test, so I will likely do some relaxing activity like hanging out with some friends at a coffee shop. Okay, that works. That's good. All right. Patricio says, I am going to go home. Patricio, future participle. So you have to use either will or going to, right? There's 2 ways to show future tense. This doesn't really exist in English. It's using the future participle go or the future participle going, future participle will or future participle going to. So Patricio, I'm going to go to my home and take a long break because the last few days studying was for this test was very stressful. Okay, so notice those corrections, Patricio. Monsieur says, I'm going to watch the last episode of Game of Thrones because of the exam. I didn't have a chance to do so, and I'm excited to see it. Monsieur, Game of Thrones GOT plug. Yeah, I saw it. Just a quick correction, Monsieur. It's not I'm going to watch the last episode because the last episode it's a little bit confusing. So I think what you want to say, Monsieur, to be clear is I'm going to watch the latest episode, or the most recent episode of Game of Thrones. I'm guessing, Monsieur, you're thinking of season 8, episode 1. So that would be the latest episode. Last episode would be like the final episode. Okay, it's not for sure, but it's a bit more confusing that way. All right, Harminder. Well, I would like to go to my maternal uncle's home with my family, and also I want to enjoy the snowfall in Shimla if possible. Okay, that's fairly good, Harminder. I would like to go to is okay because you're using a condition. Again, focus on that future tense, students, as much as possible. So either will or going to do something. Okay. Vivek, there's a comment. That's great. Well, I'm studying hard for my IELTS test. Okay, so you need to use present perfect there, Vivek. Well, I have been studying hard for my IELTS tests, as well as doing my job for the last 3 months. So I'm exhausted and stressed. Therefore, I'm going to call my friend for lunch, and after that, I will be resting the entire day, sitting on my couch watching the tube. Okay, Vivek, that was good. Now, Vivek, if you don't catch that whole correction, don't worry. Just take note of the time in the video. It's 21 minutes, and you can see that later on the channel. Okay, so you can rewatch that part. Just note the time. Amardeep says, well, after this exam, I will go to Wonderland Water Park in my hometown to relax my body and refresh my mind by having a lot of fun. Relaxing my mind is a kind of awkward ESL English. Relax my mind means maybe I'm doing some drugs or something and I'm relaxing my mind. The more common way to express the thought of decompressing or letting go of stress is to clear your mind. Like with meditation, you clear your mind, not relax your mind. Remember this, students. Relax the body, clear your mind. Okay, it's better English. All right? Okay. That's great. So those are the icebreakers. And then, of course, you have about 5-6 questions for part 1. The examiner will say, usually, all right, now I will ask you some questions on a general topic. Let's talk about exercise. And as many members know, you should right away visualize. So you should see yourself exercising at a gym, right? And you should try to think about as many words as possible connected to the idea of exercising. So when you hear the word exercise, I'm sure a lot of words come to mind. Some of the first words, students, that should come to your mind are just ways to paraphrase the word exercise. What's another way to say exercise? So again, think about other ways to say exercise right away. So you're not repeating yourself and you're showing lexical resource. Okay, so what are other ways to say physical exercise? Patricio, not practice sports, but do sports. Okay, so do sports. Sure, that's an okay way to say it. Practice in some contexts, yes. You're still missing some other... Yeah, okay, Vivek says sweat, or a phrase that you can use is work up a sweat. Yeah, work up a sweat or sweat is a good way to paraphrase exercise. There's a synonym for exercise that's very commonly used that none of you have said yet. It's the most common way for native speakers to paraphrase exercise. Starts with a W. Can anybody tell me before I tell you? So what's another way to say it? That's right, Vivek. Work out. And it's even used as one word as you've written it well. Work out. Yeah, so you do a workout. Okay. Uh, Here's a very technical way to say it. Okay. So physical, it's two words. Can anybody tell me what the other word is? Physical what? So workout, that's great, Vivek. Now we have lots of words, and you should try to think of at least 2 or 3 of these as soon as you hear that topic, exercise. Okay. So physical activity, right? It's a very technical way to say exercise. There you go, Ivan Nazarenko. Good to see you join in with the correct word. Brilliant. Yeah. I love that. I love when a member just jumps into the chat and gives an excellent answer. So Ivan, welcome aboard with that fantastic answer. Yeah, physical activity. Sure. So the more of these that you can use in your answers, varied, the better your band score is going to be. All right. That's your lexical resource. Plus, it adds to your score for being natural and being complex. So that's why it's important to think about those. All right. So here comes your first question. How often do you exercise? So how often do you exercise? Many questions in part 1. So we'll often ask you for this type of adverb of manner. So always, often, usually, sometimes, rarely, never. And they're looking for that adverb of frequency. Adverb of frequency. So they're looking for you to use I always, I never, I rarely, and then quantify. Right? So give me an answer for that question. So how often do you exercise? And hey, you can be honest. You can say, I never exercise, I'm quite lazy, and I don't like to do physical activity. So it's possible to say that, but it's likely untrue. I mean, most people will do some exercise at least once a year, right? So I'll give you my answer. If the question's asking often, then instead of the word often, it's better to use the word frequently. Okay, frequently is a nice synonym for the word often, so you're not just repeating the examiner. All right. Monsieur says, there's a decent gym near my home, and I go there twice a week for doing physical activities. Good, Monsieur, fantastic. And you're using that collocation, physical activities, right away. So good for you. Yeah. All right. Fantastic. So I frequently exercise. I run 3 times a week and go to the local gym every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. I feel that this is important for me to stay fit and healthy. Okay, and then I stop there, otherwise the examiner will interrupt me because they don't want me to answer other questions and they don't want me to go off topic. All right. So Harminder says, I always do physical activity in the morning, such as going for walks at 5 a.m. for approximately an hour with my dad. Okay. Every day with my dad. That works, Harminder. Yeah, that's a good answer. And I really like how you put some quantitative information in there, 5 a.m. I did the same. Monsieur did the same. So Monsieur said twice a week, and I said 3 times a week, and then I gave some more quantitative information. which again is measuring or counting. Months and days help as quantitative information. Here I said Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. So everybody watching, again, even if you're not one of our members and you're not able to comment, that's okay. Just repeat, okay? Repeat nice and loud. I frequently exercise. I run 3 times a week and go to the local gym every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. I feel that this is important for me to stay fit and healthy. All right. Vivek says, I do spend at least 2 mornings for exercise in a week. Every Saturday, I go for a run with a marathon group, Run for Unity. And on Sunday morning, I go to play cricket with my friends for 2 hours. Vivek, that's brilliant. Okay, that's a really nice answer. Just be careful, Vivek, when you give an answer that's that detailed and that long, okay, be sure that you can say it quickly. Otherwise, the examiner might interrupt you. So when you're going on about group name Run for Charity and on, at that and is where the examiner might interrupt you unless you're saying it very fluently, okay? Fluency is important. So giving these really nice answers in the chat is fantastic. Just make sure to also practice repeating so your fluency goes up as well, okay? So it's nice. Nice answers. Work on saying them nice and fast, okay? So again, careful with how much you say and how fast you say it or how fluently you say it. Okay, here's the next question. What is your favorite place to do exercise? It's kind of an interesting one. What is your favorite place to do exercise? So it's a location, and on the examiner sheet after that question, it will often show why. They may or may not ask you that right away. You should always include the reason for your answer, especially for this kind of question. Okay, so give me your answer. I will do the same. And you can use a filler here, or you can use a phrase to buy time if you're not sure. Okay, you can say, that's an interesting question. I never gave it much thought. Often people don't. If I had to choose, I would say that doing yoga on the beach or on a beach is my favorite place, simply because of the fresh ocean air and calming sound of the waves. How did I come up with that? Visualization. So I am coming up with these answers in real time, just like you. I'm not practicing these ahead of time. One trick that I do use is to visualize. So I can visualize myself working out at a gym, running on a forest trail, or doing yoga on the coastline on a beach. Okay, so I can see all of those very quickly when this question comes at me. Visualization is very important. Practicing coming up with answers quickly, students, is a very important skill. And to do that, you have to visualize, and you have to visualize dynamically. So not necessarily just one scene, but 2 or 3 different scenes from which you can choose the most effective answer. So here's my answer. Repeat after me, students. Even if you're typing or doing another task, just stop for a moment and repeat after me. So let's go with the question first. What is your favorite place to do exercise? That's an interesting question. I never gave that much thought. If I had to choose, I would say that doing yoga on the beach is my favorite place, simply because of the fresh ocean air and calming sound of the waves. Okay. Harminder says, well, my favorite place is Nature Park near my home for physical activity because there are so many individuals doing different sports. It helps me to concentrate and motivates me to work out hard. Okay, Harminder? Again, anytime, Harminder, that you see a repetition of words like activity, activities, immediately think about, how can I say that another way? All right? Patricio Lordela says, my favorite place to work out is Saavedra Park, which is near my home. Not only does it have a great path to run on, but also there are some exercise stops. Or you can say, Patricio, some workout stations. I think it's more natural in Canada anyway. So workout stations. Exercise stops is okay. It's not bad. I would call them workout stations more naturally. Okay, so workout stations is what I would call them instead of exercise stops, but I do know what you're talking about. So they're little areas where they have various types of machines or equipment that you can use to work out. Okay, all right. So far, so good. Doing great. Okay, here comes the next question. If you're still working on that last one, no problem. Just get it out. It's fine. Next question. How can you improve your health even more? Okay, so how can you improve your health more? All right. Mansoor says, I usually use the university facilities such as the squash court and bodybuilding gym, B-O-D-Y, Mansoor, not buddy, body. I think you might have had an autocorrect mistake there. Because the membership fee is quite cheap and it has lots of equipment to do exercise, lots of options to do exercise. Yeah, options is okay. So one more time, Mansoor, I usually use the university facilities such as the squash court and bodybuilding gym because the membership fee is quite cheap and there are lots of options to do exercise. Okay, good, Mansoor. I like it. All right, I like it. It works out well. Mansoor, you could add a bit of quantitative information there if you wanted to. So you could say something like, I usually use the university facilities such as the squash court and bodybuilding gym because the membership fee is quite cheap. It's only about $20 a month and there's over 500 square meters of space with equipment, or over 1,000 square meters of space with gym equipment. So you could throw that in, Munster. That would probably help to bump your score a bit. Okay. All right. Focus on this one here, students. How can you improve your health more? Keep it simple. Again, part 1 questions are meant to be relatively easy. They're not supposed to require a high level of thinking. They just need you to keep your thoughts clear, visualize everyday situations, and then choose the easy answer. Think about, what would 9 from 10 people say? What are other ways to stay healthy? Okay, Ivan says, one of the great ways to make your health better is healthy food. Ivan, really stay away from the word your. Okay, I'm asking about you, and now you're telling me about me. So really focus, Yvonne, on just using me, my, myself, I. Okay, don't use you. Okay, I'm asking you. You're not talking to me. I know it's natural to say you in everyday speech, but it doesn't work well on the exam. Okay, so change that you to me. So Yvonne, you want to start like this. One way to improve my health even further is to eat nutritious foods. Okay, just because I don't want to repeat the word health, health, health. So again, always focusing on avoiding repetition. So here, nutritious foods. One way to improve my health even further is to eat nutritious foods like at least 2 to 3 servings of organic fruits and vegetables each day. I usually do this, but there is room for improvement. Okay, so there we go. Patricio says, to improve my health, I can also, watch your word order, Patricio. To improve my health, I can also eat nutritious food like salads and drink water every day instead of some sugary drinks like Coca-Cola. Sure. Okay, that works. So Patricio, good. And Yvonne, again, just giving you feedback so you can improve, all right? So keep it up. Don't be shy. I don't want you to stop commenting or be shy. Making mistakes and being corrected is the way that we learn and we improve, all right? So keep it up. Harminder says, well, I go for a 1-hour walk, but for more improvement in my health, I could do yoga and eat some healthy foods. Good. So I'm really happy to see that many of you are coming up with these easy answers, which is healthy food, right? I mean, health is usually made up of 2 parts. 1 part exercise, second part diet, right? So that's great. Vivek, apart from my regular exercise, I believe a good healthy diet is the key for improving overall physical condition, right, Vivek? Overall physical condition. Again, focus on avoiding word repetition. Okay, good. Here's my answer again, one more time. Just repeat after me, nice and loud. Okay, students, really just repeat after me, nice and loud. One way to improve my health even further is to eat nutritious foods, like at least 2 to 3 servings of organic fruits and vegetables each day. I usually do this, but there is room for improvement. Here's a nice natural expression for you to learn. Room for improvement. It means I could do it more. I could become healthier. Okay, so good. Here we go. When do you exercise and why? Next question. When do you exercise and why? Give me a nice answer for this one, students. When do you exercise and why? And notice some of you have already told me that, so refer to your previous answer if you've told me. Welcome, Mariko. Hi. Mariko, send me an email. I can hook you up with perks, and welcome to the chat. That's great. Another new member. Fantastic. Good to see you. Welcome aboard. So if you've mentioned the time or the day when you're working out, you should say that. So let your examiner know that you've talked about this. Remind them. Okay, use an expression for that. Mariko, don't be shy. Welcome aboard. Chat away, and I'll do my best to correct you in real time, okay? All right. And again, new members, there's a couple of you in today, which is fantastic. Make sure to send me emails so I can hook you up with the other perks, like the 6 full practice exams that we use. You'll see we're going to use the listening section from one of the exams in the next class that's coming up in about 45 minutes, okay? All right, give me a nice answer. So when do you exercise and why? All right. So there is my answer. We'll look at that in a moment. Harminder, as I mentioned, I do exercise in early in the morning, 5:30 a.m. At that time, I feel fresh and energetic to go for a walk. Also, there's little traffic and the air is very clean. Right, Harminder? I go for runs at 6 a.m. and that's why I do it. So I'm sure if you go for walks at 5:30, you realize that as well, that it's a little bit cooler, the air is a little bit fresher, and you have more energy, right? So all of those are great. Hi, Begzod. Late, but better late than never, Begzod, as the saying goes. So welcome to the class. And yes, Begzod, I'm still working on the schedule, so I might make some adjustments in the future, but for now, this has got to be it. All right, Patricio says, as I mentioned, I do exercise 3 times a week because those days I work only till 5 o'clock and I have enough time to get my shoes and go running around the park. Patricio, that's a beautiful explanation. Okay, again, just make sure that you can come up with that nice and fast and say it fluently. But that is what you're going for, some good, clear explanations and good quantitative details. So fantastic. Patricio, good job. Keep that up. Keep practicing that. Okay. Ivan Nazarenko says, I do a little bit of physical activity every morning because it makes me feel good. Okay, Ivan, that's fun. It's a good start. Just tell me what time. So every morning, what time? 7 a.m., 6:30 a.m., until what time? 8 a.m., 9 a.m. So what's little for you? Little is 30 minutes. It's 1 hour. So give me some quantity. Give me some numbers, Ivan. Quantifying your explanations will bump up your IELTS exam score, and it will add to clear communication. All right. Mariko says, I usually run at night, especially before going to bed. Why, Mariko? What does it do for you? Does it help you sleep better? If it does, say that. So I usually run at night around 9 p.m., especially before going to bed, because it helps me to sleep better and wake up energized the next day. All right, Mariko, if you miss my correction and my addition, don't worry. Just remember, it's 47 minutes into the lesson. The video will be on the channel, so you can look back at this part and then repeat. Okay? Again, quantify that information. All right. And then usually the last couple questions for part 1 are a little bit more difficult. They usually have a little bit higher level grammar. So notice this one is, has the way you exercise now changed from the past? It's present perfect. Okay, so let's answer this one. Make sure you use present perfect in your answer. Has the way you exercise now changed from the past? Okay, give me a nice answer to that one. Okay, here's my previous answer. By the way, I missed going through that, so just repeat this one after me. As I briefly mentioned to your previous question, I work out 6 days a week and take Sundays off. Whenever possible, I do physical activity in the morning between 6 to 8 a.m. because it gives me energy for the whole day. All right, so that was my answer to the last one. Very similar to what a lot of you said, and I connected to my previous answer. Okay, students, focus on this one here. Has the way you do exercise now, or has the way you exercise now changed from the past? Right away, show the examiner that you recognize and respect that this question is in present perfect. Yes, there have been changes in the way that I work out these days compared to 5 years before. Nowadays, I make sure to stretch for at least 15 minutes before doing any sort of extraneous activity, especially when it is high impact, like basketball, in order to safeguard my joints and muscles. Okay, so that's quite a complex high-level answer that I'm giving you there, but I'm doing that to push you so that you can see what a band 9 actually looks like. Okay, we'll look at that in a moment. Let's take a look at some of the answers from the other students. So Begzad says, as I am an active person, I usually go for a run every other day at around 6 a.m. This is not only beneficial for my health, but also I feel more energetic. You don't need the other myself. I think you're answering a previous question, Begzad, which is fine. Mariko says, I usually run in the night, especially before going to bed, because I can sleep better. There you go. Good, Mariko. Yeah, sometimes those typos happen, Mariko, so don't worry about it. It's good. I love how you're in the chat and you're right in there already giving some answers. That's fantastic. Patricio says, yes, sure, technology has changed the way I do exercise today. Just last week, I bought a smart watch, which has all the information about my running, and I can check my records there. Yeah, it's not a smart clock, Patricia. I've never heard it called that. It's a smart watch. A clock is usually what you put on your wall, Patricio. So it's kind of a funny visualization for me to have a smart clock. It would mean like you have this giant clock on your wrist. And that would just be funny. But hey, there's an interesting idea there somewhere. All right. Begzad says, yes, there has been considerable change in the way I participate in sports, such as buying a treadmill so I can run indoors comfortably rather than going for runs in the rain as I used to do a few years ago or up until now. Okay, Begzad? The question is about you. So has the way you exercise now changed from the past? It's not about people in general. Be very careful about that, students. So part one, it's usually about you. Okay? Part one is asking questions about you. So you have to answer in first person, me, myself. Part three is more general. So there you can answer in a more general way. All right? Keep that in mind. Harminder says, yes, of course, the way to exercise has altered from the past. Harminder, same thing. Talk about yourself. So yes, of course, my way. All it takes is just saying my. My way of exercising has altered from the past. Nowadays, I go to recreation centers, which I didn't do a few years back. Okay? Like the gym I mentioned previously. Okay? All right? So really, really pay attention to the subject of the question. The subject of the question here, students, is you. Okay? It's you. All right, so that's it for part one. I can give you this last question here for homework. Record your answer, members. This is for members. Record your answer on your phone. Send it to me by email, and I'll let you know how you did, okay? So just one question. If you could choose just one workout, what would it be? So one type of exercise. If you could just choose one kind of exercise, one type of workout, what would it be? Obviously, you should answer the question, why? Record that on your phone and send it to me. And I will let you know how you are doing, and I'll give you a couple of tips on how to improve your speaking. Send that to adrian@aehelp.com. Please send it as an MP3 recording, okay? MP3 recording. Then I don't have to download it. I can just play it directly out of the email. New members, so members that just joined during this class, fantastic. Welcome aboard. Let's have fun together. I'm going to help you to improve your communication and your IELTS band score. Send me an email to adrian@aehelp.com, and I will send you a response about all of the perks, how you can access our video archives that are exclusive video lessons. Also, I can grant you access to our 6 full practice exams that are original. So thank you for joining, for supporting. Welcome aboard. I'm waiting for your emails. To get the most from our company, check out our websites, aehelp.com for academic and gieltshelp.com for general. Those websites look like this. This is the general, green background. Click that red button. Academic, blue background, aehelp.com. Click that red button so you can check us out there. So Mariko, Ivan, welcome aboard. New members. And a third new member was Mariko, Ivan, and who else? Somebody else joined. Vivek. Thank you, Vivek. Bye for now. In 30 minutes, we'll do an everybody chat class for everyone, open to chat for everyone. That will be listening strategy and practice coming from one of our exams. That's in 30 minutes, same channel. Thank you so much, everyone. Much love to all of you. See you soon. Bye.